It's been a while that I'm live in Instagram and YouTube. Probably 2 months I've not been part of the live. So it's time to say hello, thank you, and touch base with you. And also a very special occasion is near the border. We would like to talk about Habanos Festival this time. So Habanos Festival is very close. It's happening in the month of February 2025, the last week of the February, and it will be a true interesting part for me to talk about it a little bit. But of course, there are no conversations in the cigar world without a cigar, so I'm lighting up a very interesting cigar, a 𝘼𝙗𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙁, King of the World, and La Casa de la Habano edition. It's we call it Royal Series. Very interesting cigar, released in 2023 in Cyprus as part of the global launch. It's a La Casa de la Habano edition, so it's rare, it's limited boxes in comparison to the commercial production. The size of this cigar is 50 by 155. It's a double size, and that's what I'm smoking today. My choice here is a 𝘼𝙗𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙁 Royal Series. Of course, my favorite cutter is an St. DuPont stand with straight cut. Here we go. Perfect cut. The weather is amazing now, and one of the best weather to smoke a great cigar, especially live. So you can also enjoy the weather here. Now it's time for you to ask me questions about Habanos Festival 2025, one of the greatest year, because this year we have big surprises. It's not just a simple year. Habanos Festival in 2025 is having a big surprise of 𝘾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions about it, and this is the time that you can ask me anything. Here we go. Let me light up this beautiful cigar, and brother is there. Keep it there because I'm live. So yeah, just keep it. I'm in a beautiful outdoor lounge. Beautiful place to have a wonderful coffee with cigar. Great weather. So let me give a little bit of understanding for the people who does not really understand what is Habanos Festival. So Habanos Festival is a global cigar event happening in Havana, Cuba every year, and it's organized by Habanos SA, which is the official cigar producer of Cuba, and in connection with Cuba and its Habano culture. So Habanos SA officially does this wonderful festival in order to celebrate this cigar harvest. So why they do it in the month of February is because end of February, early March is the time that you finish the harvest, and they celebrate it back in the time. I'm talking about hundreds and years ago. What a cigar. Perfect lighting, perfect cut. So, going back to topic. So Habanos Festival started as part of the celebration of a harvest, and or we call it a cosecha. And that's how they started celebrating it. Starting from 2000, they started to celebrate it with audience from around the world. There were other events happened before 2000, but then after 2000, it was an official event for anyone from the world can join this wonderful festival. And this festival, there will be new cigar releases. There will be celebrations, so definitely it's like a festival. You have musical events, you have dinners, lunches, and seminars, and also there is a competition known as Habanos World Challenge, and finally the great gala where you have a wonderful cigar lounge. On top of it, the greatest event of Habanos Festival is none other than auction, or we call it a subasta, where the biggest cigar collectors in the world can actually buy a humidor with 500 plus cigars in it. Only one humidor in the world, only one piece made, specially made, and you can auction it. It's a very interesting show because the auction can be very lively, and there is a lot of money to get one of those humidors. So it's wonderful to watch, especially for the cigar enthusiasts and cigar collectors. It's at least one time. If you're a cigar lover of Cuban cigars, you have to be there in Habanos festival at least one time. It's like for Islamic and Muslim people, they have to be there one time in Mecca. So if the wealth allows, and if it allows you to go there in terms of your health and so on. So same thing with cigar world. If it's possible for you to travel and then spend a little bit of money for your passion, you all should visit Festival del Habano in Cuba. All should be part of it. Not this year, probably next year or the following year. The more year it goes up, the price will goes up, because I have been seeing Habanos Festival from many years, and the prices had shot up so high. We are talking about now 3,700 euros. Of course, it's worth it because you are able to enjoy good cigars, you're able to hang out with the fellow aficionados. You will see all your friends around the world in one location. We are talking about more than 1,500, 1,600 people gathering in one area. Altogether, Cuba will receive approximately 3,000 people in the span of 5 to 10 days. So it starts in the end week of February, and then it continues. So you're talking about crazy events. 3,000 people in Cuba is not a joke, and everybody is in Havana. And it's interesting to hang out with them, talk about cigars, and then see them live, because you will see a lot of people who are online, like social media. Because of social media, we are connected with people around the world, but you will see them in live, you will see them in person, and then you will be able to talk about things. So it's an interesting show. Now I'm going to get back to the questions of what you have. So that's the brief about Habanos Festival. It's happening from the last week of February, and it kickstarts on Monday with a press conference, followed by an interesting Habanos World Challenge. The Habanos World Challenge is a competition for the cigar enthusiast to pick the best team who understands and appreciates the cigars lifestyle and cigar culture. The team who knows everything about Habano culture and the lifestyle. And followed by a welcome night, which this year is the welcome night is with Romeo y Julieta. So there will be a new cigars coming from this brand. And the following day, everybody will go to Pinar del Rio. It's a plantation where we call it the Mecca of good cigars, right? Good cigar leaves. So Pinar del Rio is like a DOP area where you cultivate the best leaves for cigars in the world. So that's happening on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we start the seminars. You will have a cigar rolling activity where you are able to roll a cigar by yourself. There are 300 people participating in this program, and that's the cigar rolling activities on Wednesday. And also there are multiple seminars of degustazione, like the cigar tastings, pairing rums, pairing champagne, pairing coffee, you name it. So that's all happening on Wednesday. And also Wednesday is the intermediate night. There will be an official release from 𝙼𝙖𝙨 Cigars this year, and that's exciting. 𝙼𝙖𝙨 did not have many releases in the last few years, but then there will be an exciting release. We are waiting for it. What is it going to be? And on Thursday, it will be the factory visit in the morning. You will be able to go to different factories. Habanos will choose 2 factories for all the attendees to go. Might be one of those interesting factories, maybe Partagas, maybe Romeo y Julieta, maybe La Corona. One of those factories for you to visit and see the real art of Cuban cigars and how painstaking the job for cigars made in Cuba. And the last day is the Friday. Friday you have the Habanos World Challenge Finals, and you will be having a winning team who being part of the greatest Habanos World Challenge competition, and followed by the great gala with the auction. And the gala this year will be dedicated for 𝘃𝙖𝙗𝙢𝙗 cigars, and the auction will be exciting to watch. There will be more than 5 humidors to auction. Last year the auction value gone to more than $19 million. And this year we have to see, probably more than 25 in my opinion. Let's see, $25 million going to the Cuban health system. And this auction is completely dedicated for the Cuban people and the Cuban health system, to support them and to help them. Now it's time for me to go to the questions. By the way, I'm live in Instagram and YouTube at the same time, so I have questions from both sides. So I'll start with Instagram, which have less questions, and then I'll go to YouTube. My Instagram followers are just listening. I don't think that you are having much questions in Instagram. And what watch are you wearing? That is the only question I have. Even though I'm talking about the Habanos festival, it's a kind of custom-made watch which has a cigar leaf inside. One of my best friend gifted me this beautiful watch. It has a cigar leaf inside, a real cigar leaf. Something exciting. All right, let me go to the YouTube. There are many questions. My YouTube subscribers are really happening. They have so many questions. I will give you all one by one. Oh, wow. Okay, let's start from how are you doing, Jasim? I'm great, brother. Lovely to be here. Assalamu alaikum. Many Muslims here. Okay, how do you recommend lighting a cigar when it is very windy with matches or a lighter? If it is windy, you have to use a jet lighter, something of this, because even a soft flame, it will not work very well. I'll give an example. I took a soft flame, if I'm not wrong. I did not take a soft flame today. So this is like a beautiful jet flame lighter. You need one of these in order to light the cigar in, if it is windy. So soft flame is good for relighting the cigar, but then to toast the cigar is better with a jet, and especially if it's windy, just that you know. So that's the answer for you. So that will go to the lighter. Another question, on my way to smoke a Quintero. Interesting. Maybe Quintero Favoritos. I don't know what you're smoking. I don't know what are the other Quinteros you like to smoke. So I hope it will be Favoritos. It's a good cigar. It's not 100% a full filler, right? It's not a full filler cigar, but it's a tasty cigar. It's a short filler, interesting, tasty cigar, Quintero. One of the cigar made in Cienfuegos. It's when you look at the Quintero branding, it's all about Cienfuegos. And one of my favorite person is Camilo Cienfuegos, being part of the revolution, and I like this guy, the guy who wear the hat at the time of the revolution. Other than Fidel and Che, it's Camilo Cienfuegos. So the name connects with the Quintero cigars. Assalamu alaikum, how are you doing? How long does the event last? Few days. So the event of Habanos Festival will start on a Monday, 25, and it finish 24, and it finishes on 28. So it's 1 week, Monday until Friday. So it's 5 days, but you cannot come on a Monday because jet lag is very powerful, because we have 8-hour difference in Cuba. So you make sure that you come 2 days before and you leave after 2 days. Otherwise, you will be divided. We need a lot of energy for all these 5 days. You are not going to sleep. You will only have time to sleep for 2-3 hours a day. Unless you don't want to do anything, you can sleep. But then, there are so many activities in Cuba. You will be smoking like 5, 6, 10 cigars a day. So you got to be energetic. So you don't want that to be ruined by a jet lag. So if there's a question, which are the cigars are they presenting this year? So I'm not able to tell you which cigars specifically. But then the first night, the welcome night, will be dedicated for 𝘼𝙖𝙗𝙢𝙢, and the intermediate night will be dedicated for 𝘃𝙗𝙢. So definitely there are cigars from 𝘼𝙖𝙗𝙢𝙢 and 𝘃𝙗𝙢 cigars. And the final is 𝘏𝑒𝑖𝑘𝑒 58. So there will be an official release of the extended version of the 𝘏𝑒𝑖𝑘𝑒 line. So 𝘏𝑒𝑖𝑘𝑒 only have 3 cigars at the moment in the 𝘏𝑒𝑖𝑘𝑒 line. Cohiba 𝘏𝑒𝑖𝑘𝑒 has 3 cigars, 52, 54, and 56. In February, there will be a launch of a 58. and that will be making that extensive 4 vehicles in the portfolio. And also, this is the 15th year anniversary of the 𝘃𝙗𝙢 line. It was launched back in the time in 2010. So finishing 2025, it's 15 years. So as a part of the 15-year celebration is what the 𝘃𝙗𝙢 58 is releasing. It's my dream to go to Cuba. It's a dream of everybody. So don't worry, if you cannot make it for this year, you can join for next year. There will be exciting thing following year also. Remember this, even though 2025 is the 15th anniversary of the 𝘃𝙗𝙢 line, 2026 is the 60th anniversary of the Cohiba brand. It will be bigger than this. So every year is special, okay? So don't worry, you can join for 26. Okay, here is an interesting question. I'm coming to Dubai. Is there a chance to meet you? Amigo, love from India. Gentlemen, I have cigar events. We have cigar events every week. So if you're coming to Dubai in the coming days, we have a cigar event lined up for next Friday, next Thursday, the following week. So let us know. Message me, and then I can give you more details, and we can absolutely we can smoke a cigar together at our event. Oh, here is a question from Manish. Kindly post videos also on smoking cigarette like a pro. Remember this, I don't smoke cigarette, I don't smoke medwa, I don't smoke shisha, I don't smoke anything other than cigars. So unfortunately, I have to disappoint you right there. I don't smoke cigarette. I cannot smoke a cigarette like a pro. I can smoke a cigar like a pro. So I think that you have to sacrifice that part of you have to satisfy yourself by me smoking a cigar, but no cigarette. You will never see me smoking cigarette. Unfortunately, I don't smoke cigarettes. So I dedicate my pleasure of smoking only for cigars. So another question is Big Rob checking in from Dominican Republic. Mi hermano, gracias, encantado, mucho gusto. It's Dominican Republic, one of my favorite country. Unfortunately, I did not reach there yet. Even this time, I'm not going to make it. But inshallah, we'll plan a trip to Dominican Republic. How long does Habanos festival? Which best to stay for a week? Yes, you got to stay at least 6-7 days. As I mentioned before, 2 days before, 2 days after, it will be 7 to 8 days perfect. Kindly post, okay, here we go. What are the prices for the festival? So the total price of the festival is 3,700 euros. That is the official price. It is including welcome night, seminar, so international seminar. You have access to all the seminars and all the tastings when you pay for that. You have intermediate night. You have a wonderful dinner on that night with the cigar release. That's on Wednesday. Also, the visit to Pinar del Rio, which is approximately 150 kilometers far from Havana. They will take you in a bus, and then there is also a lunch party there. You will also, any parties in Cuba, you have cigars. You also can have lunch in the seminar. In the seminar place is Hotel Palco. There is a beautiful auditorium where you can have lunch as well. So there is lunch being part of the event everywhere. And the dinner, of course, intermediate night will be held in one of the most iconic places. And this year is achievement, so it will be interesting. And Thursday is the factory visit. It's also part of this. And once you pay 2,700, you can go for all of these activities, and you can be part of anything and everything, including cigars in it. So you don't need to really buy cigars to consume there. Of course, if you want to find something interesting, exciting, yes, you should have, there are so many cigar shops in Cuba. There are many cigar shops, Cohiba Atmosphere, Melia Cohiba, Melia Habana, Partagas, one of the best shops. So there are cigars everywhere. Okay, another question, kindly post videos on smoking. When did I start the love of Cuban cigars? My connection with Cuban cigars started as a coincidence, and it has been long years. You'll be surprised. It's my 20th year of smoking, 21st year of smoking. So that was 21 years back. I hope that that answers your question. So it's been long years. So yeah. Hope we visit the Philippines and try our tabacalera cigars one of these days. Absolutely, why not? I have tried Philippine cigars, but I never visited Philippines. So, you know, one of these days, inshallah. What's the last date for registering for Habanos Festival? So, Habanos Festival at the moment is officially can be registered through the distributors only. So now it's open for the distributors. So if you are part of a cigar club, if you're part of La Casa del Habano, you can visit the La Casa del Habano, you can visit the Habanos clubs, and you can ask them, how can I register to the distributor? Now, once we finish the registration through the distributor, Habanos official will open the online purchase of the tickets if it's available. Definitely it will be available. It's more than 1,500 seats, so it's available, and they will open the link in the Habanos website. So wait and check Habanos website, and also follow Habanos official and myself, because you will be able to, I will send the details that when is the day the Habanos festival tickets will be live. So the moment it comes, boom, go take it, because it will not stay longer. Last year the ticket registration opens within 2 days, sold out. So some of the events are sold out in 2 days, especially the intermediate night. So you got to move fast. I love short filler and long filler, both. The taste is more important to me. Absolutely, me too. I also love short filler and long filler. I often smoke short filler cigars. Often no, I sometimes smoke short filler cigars if I have less time, because short filler cigars burn too fast. So that is one of the, I don't want to say it's a challenge, but it is how it is made. So it burns very fast because we call it picadura. It's short filler cigar, so it's pieces of tobacco in it. It's not full filler. You don't have the whole cigar leaf inside. You have pieces of the cigars, but it's still handmade, and it comes with an interesting price. The flavor profile is very similar, and one of my favorite short filler cigar is José La Piedra. I know many people will be surprised by hearing this, but I like José La Piedra, you know. Maybe more than, let's put it this way, maybe more than Floricano. I like José La Piedra more than Floricano Elegidos. Not all the Floricanos are short filler, but Elegidos is. So comparing to Elegidos, I like José La Piedra. Have you think about Indonesian cigars? So I did not try a 100% Indonesian puro, but I have tried many cigars from Indonesian tobacco. So the brand known as Vega Fina, this cigar brand has Indonesian tobacco in it. And I have tried it, I have tasted it, I liked it. It's something different. And not my everyday smoke, but then I have tried it. So one of these days to Indonesia as well. I have this question over and over again, your first cigar. My first cigar is a Cohiba Corona Especiales, and that's how I fell in love with the cigar world. And I dedicate that cigar as one of my favorite as well. I often don't talk about it because my favorite cigar forever is Trinidad Fundadores, but Cohiba Corona Especiales have a very powerful feel in my heart because I started the cigar journey with that cigar. What type of hat do you wear? It looks awesome. So this is a Monte Cristi Panama. This is custom made, so it's very thin, as you can see. You can see it here. It's very thin, so it's custom made, and you cannot just buy it off the shelf. Panama hats, if you want to have the best quality, it has to be made to measure. So you got to make sure that you get the right hats for this, you know.
Okay, I cannot touch.
Well, ¿cómo estás? My friends are here to smoke a cigar with me, so I'm gonna get out of live soon. we have an interesting thing going on now. My friends always wanted to challenge themselves and myself. They wanted to have fun. So we're going to do a blind tasting. That's what we're doing. Whenever we get time, we do blind tasting. That's what we do. What is Jasim? Nobody knows what is he. He's doing blind tasting. It's just interesting. All right. Next question. Cigar is the best. You're right, brother. Your first cigar. Okay. Did you ever come to Goa? Wow, that's an interesting question. Goa is for the people who don't know where is Goa. Goa is a southern state in India, and it's actually a mix of Portuguese and India. So you have a lot of influence by the Portuguese, you name it, Portuguese culture. And I have been to Goa, but in my childhood days. I've been to Goa when I was young, very young, but not recently. Not recently. Oh, very interesting question from Yazir. Hi Jasim, I have Tupperware humidor with Cigars and Boveda 88. Okay, he have Tupperware humidors with 65% of Boveda humidity pack. What would be the humidity inside that I can grab and smoke straight away to enjoy maximum? So the best humidity to enjoy a good cigar is somewhere between 65 and 67 for me. And if you're keeping the cigar in 65, generally your cigars are drier because it will be below 65 collectively. And the best practice to do is to keep something in 69, and that will help you to get the average humidity of 65 to 68. So it's nothing wrong in 65. If you make sure that each and every cigar is perfect, you can smoke straight away. You don't have to take it outside because 65 is already a good humidity. But let me tell you this, it's not just the Tupperware is the important part. Also the temperature is important. So in what temperature are you following? Are you following on 16 to 18 or are you following 25? So make sure your temperature is also proper so that you will get your cigars perfectly in balance and taste and in the right flavor. So it's important to have flavor, important to have humidity and the temperature, not just the humidity. Hermano, how old are you? If you have been smoking cigars for over 20 years. That's a good question. I started when I was very young, let's put it that way. You do the math, brother. Yeah, so many questions now. Yesterday I smoked the first Cohiba for my birthday, a Siglo II, and I could fully enjoy it thanks to your tutorial. Listen, so Cohiba Siglo II is a Petit Corona cigar. It's one of the most selling cigars from the Cohiba at the time. Now the most selling cigars for me, it would be a Cohiba Robusto. But back in the time, a Siglo II was one of the most selling cigars because before 2011, the most selling cigar in the world was Monte Cristo No. 4, which is the same size of Cohiba Siglo II. Now, when the Cohiba Siglo II arrived in 1992, of course, the premium tobacco is premium tobacco, right? I'm not saying Monte Cristo is not premium, but everybody looked forward for the Cohiba brand and they chose a lot of Siglo II, and the price was very similar to Monte Cristo No. 4. It was less 10% different. So everybody was jumping on Cohiba Siglo II. So you chose the cigar very well because it's a Mareva size, and for me, if you are a beginner, you are learning the process and then you are getting there, the best cigar size in your palate would be a Mareva more than a Robusto. You can get to Robusto later, but then start with the Mareva, you will enjoy the journey. So you choose very well, and Cohiba for me stands for the celebration. So great choice. Oscar Valentin, you have to taste the good cigars of Puerto Rico in history. In history, we helped Cuba with seeds to save plantations. Greetings, Puerto Rico. I haven't tried any Puerto Rican puro, but I promise you that one of these days I will be trying a Puerto Rican cigars. and I hope that I would be able to share that cigar image and the video and so on. So thank you very much for your advice, and I will do that. Jasim, sir, your lungs can okay, your lungs can damage to cigar. Listen, we don't inhale the cigar, okay? This is all what you do. You don't inhale the cigar. You can do retrohaling. You can enjoy the smoke through your mouth by keeping the cigar smoke for some time. You can enjoy the flavors and the strength of the cigar by the taste buds. So we have human beings have the power to understand the taste and the aroma through their nostrils as well, not only taste buds. So you don't have to literally inhale a cigar to get the best out of it. This is not a cigarette. This is not something like any other tobacco product. It is 100% fermented tobacco, high-end premium tobacco. So you don't inhale it. My lungs are very clean. Believe me, 2-3 months back, I was diagnosed with influenza, and I was in the bed for literally 2 weeks, and I have done more than 5 or 6 times blood tests and the lungs and the x-ray and so on. Believe me, there is nothing in my lungs. It's so clean, like a little baby. So you don't have to worry about the cigars being part of a lungs problem. It has nicotine. It has its own, it has its own negative remarks. So does sugar. So does alcohol. So does many things in life. If you are out there in the street driving a car, you have more chances to be killed more than smoking a cigar. Just that you know. Okay, another question here. What cigar for Noel, D4, Romeo Julieta, Cupidos, El del Mundo, and some anniversary edition. French, Partagas, French. Anniversary edition French. Partagas Maduro #1 and Achievement Connoisseur B. What cigar for... I don't understand this question, Thomas. I think that you wanted me to pick a cigar from what you have mentioned. So, but you are not putting the complete names of the cigar. D4 I get it. Copiros I get it. But El Rey del Mundo, I think you're talking about anniversary edition of French, Partagas Maduro, Achievement Connoisseur B. I don't really get it, so give your questions proper, hermano. What is the best LCDH in Havana? For me, the best LCDH is Partagas, and that's one of the best La Casa Habano, and you have more collections there, but they finish their cigar very fast. So if you really wanted to grab some good cigars, I would highly recommend you to go to Melia Havana, because it's a little bit far, so no one reached there. Not no one, everybody knows that, but then the new guys won't reach there. So you can actually enjoy getting a good box from Melia Havana. And also Cohiba Atmosphere. The price is slightly different, but you are able to get good cigars there. Okay, what's your cigar for the year 2024? Referring to the recent Instagram trend. What's your cigar for the year? Okay, the cigar of the year 2024. Wow. So I can't just name. This is you caught me there. And 24. Really, I don't know. You're talking about the release of 24. I'm gonna give that reward to the cigar which I recently smoked. I smoked it over and over again, and I have said this before in the earlier months. I have mentioned that in 2023, one of the best cigar I have tried was Bolivar New Gold Medal. And in 2024, the best cigar I tried is a Trinidad Cabildos. And followed by the Partagas Maestra. I don't know it counts because Maestra is released in 23, but it started to come out in 2024. So I would highly recommend a Partagas Maestra Rito. And a Trinidad Cabildos. These are the two favorite cigars I found interesting in 2024. There are many others, but then this is what comes in my mind. What else? I've smoked many, but then as the release part of 24, it's Cabildos. Get that box. All right. We are coming to an end almost. Cohiba or Trinidad? Both, brother. Both are different. Cohiba has 3 different strength pattern. It has medium, medium to full, and full. So Trinidad has only one. It's medium. So you can't just differentiate it just by the brand. But I would say that one of my favorite brand is Cohiba and Trinidad. But Cohiba has more selections to choose from comparing to Trinidad, because Trinidad only have a handful of cigars. You have 𝙖𝙗𝙢𝙢, Media Luna, Topaz, Esmeralda, now the new Robustos Extra, and Fundadores. That's the only cigar you have, and Coloniales and Reyes, sorry. I almost forgot Coloniales and Reyes, imagine, because I don't smoke that much anymore on the Coloniales and Reyes, because I end up smoking a Esmeralda or Fundadores. So these are the only cigars you have from Trinidad. Whereas Cohiba, oh my God, Cohiba has the whole array of cigars, right? You have the classic line, starting from the Lancero, followed by the Corona Especiales, Manatelas, then it goes to Robustos, Pyramidas Extra, Esplendidos, Exquisito, Siglo line starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Medio Siglo, and also Amber, the latest release of 2021 as part of the 55th anniversary of Cohiba. And so many cigars, limited editions. Oh, we don't want to go to limited edition side, it will be too much. So Cohiba has more choices, Trinidad has less, so let's put it that way. Amazing. I believe that I have covered most of the questions. Let me just go back to my Instagram and see any questions are there. I can't get Cuban cigars in Germany. They're always sold out. What do you think? What do you think about New World cigars? Are they good enough, or is smoking Cuban elementary for a perfect and the best experience? See, Cuban cigar is Cuban cigar. There is nothing compared to Cuban cigars. We don't compare cigar brands to another or the cigar origin to another. If you're able to find Cuban cigars, good. But if you're not able to find Cuban cigars, you can try non-Cuban cigars as well, but never compare it. As an experience, you should try it. You can look into many brands, which is also, if you are a newbie, if you are a beginner, you can look into very interesting brands from Dominican Republic. Once you master your smoking lifestyle, you can get into Nicaraguan blends. You can also go with Arturo Fuentes cigars, one of the best. Davidoff cigars are one of the best, one of the legendary cigars in there. You can always find light, medium, and full-bodied cigars from both brands, and that make it very vibrant because you have a lot of choices. If you go with a brand which is just launched recently, they don't have many options. But then if you go with these brands, they have big legacy. They don't put a cigar out in the market without thinking too much. So their products are highly researched, they blend it very well, and then you can find for a good price as well. So go for these brands if you're not able to find Cuban cigars. But Cuban cigars will come and go. Don't limit yourself to one brand. I'm sure that Germany has a lot of cigars, which probably they don't have the cigars what you're looking for. If Germany does not have it, come to Dubai. I will put it that way. We have cigars here. Okay, do you know when will be the 12 Cabildos box available? It's already available in Qatar as part of the event, but I believe that the first month or the second month of 2025, you will see a lot of Cabildos in the market. So you will find a lot of Cabildos there. Here is a question. New Cohiba cigars from 2024 don't have UV light testing, like the code which appears and the blue squares. You're right, because Habanos is changing a lot of security measures because they are not going to put out all the details. Imagine in 2024, you buy a box of amber, and if it carrying a blue ultraviolet codes in it, the squares in it, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, that there are 2 squares in the band which shows blue in color, in the ultraviolet color, blue light, right? So if you find it in 2024, you know, it might be not original. So this is why Habano is always changing the security measures, and they will not tell you. You have to find out by yourself. So the real cigar lovers who only buy the cigars from La Casa del Habano, they don't have to worry about anything because they're 100% sure that they're getting the original cigar. Whereas if you look into the gray market, of course, you have to worry about it. So I would highly recommend you to buy the cigars from the official stores or their trusted websites, whatever you like. I don't recommend much, but then if you trust a website that much and if you think that their cigars are legit, you can go with it. And but I officially wanted to tell you that only buy cigars from La Casa del Habano or Habano Specialist and the retailers which is connected with the distributors. And that's the shops that you wanted to work with. That's the shops that you wanted to buy your cigars from. Just to let you know. Okay, so it must to check especially cohibas. Yes, you have to check the cohibas all the time. If you are not buying from La Casa del Habano, if you are buying from La Casa del Habano, you have no reason to check anything. But then if you're not, then my friend Saad is asking me what am I smoking. I'm smoking a El Rey del Mundo, a Royal Series, released last year in Cyprus as part of the official launch by Habanos. And interesting cigar. It's light. The size is one of my favorite size. It's a double size and 155 by 50. Very interesting cigar. Love it. Perfect. It's time for me to get out from the live, and it has been quite some time we are live, and I will answer the last few questions. Just came from Marco. Which is the best way to keep the cigar, electric humidor or static humidor? Static humidor is good if your temperature helps. Electric humidor, no headache. So the best is to have a walk-in humidor, but if you don't have that much cigars, then electric humidor will work magic because there is no headache that you put water, you switch on, khalas, everything works magically. But if you wanted to keep the static humidor, like a wooden humidor with the traditional method, it's still okay, but you make sure you put a lot of hygrometers and control it very well. And also the temperature is important. To get the temperature right in a static humidor, you need a proper room with the AC being very low in temperature. So, Hassan asking me, Cabildos versus Fundadores, what do you prefer? You are unbelievable. You are asking me Fundadores versus Cabildos? You are crazy to ask me this question. What I'm gonna say? My favorite cigar is Fundadores. Cabildos is the best cigar I smoked in 2024, but you put me in a very bad position. Hermanito, that's tough. Hassan, I'm gonna see personally. I'm gonna see you personally. Okay, let's put it this way. I would still prefer a Fundadores. Okay, no doubt about it. Cabildos is a limited edition. It's slightly more stronger than Fundadores. It has higher taste profile characters. Let's say that it gives me instant taste pleasures of many things which is in my memory. So I would put it this way. Cabildos is a kind of connection between Ingenios. You remember this beautiful cigar from 2007 limited edition, Ingenios, and Trinidad Topaz 2016 limited edition. So it's a mix. For me, it looks like that. It's a mix between Topaz and Ingenios, and it beautifully presented. So everyday smoke until I die, probably Fundadores. A specialty smoke, Cabildos. But you put me in a very tight position, Hassan. All right, guys, it's time for me to go out from live. Thank you very much for touch base with you and talk to you about the festival. See you all in Cuba, and in between I will try to come live from Cuba as well, and we will talk more. So until then, follow me, subscribe, and we'll keep in touch. There is a question came. I enjoyed your interview with Kirby Allinson. I have you ever met Edward and Eddie Sahakian? Oh, of course. What is your name? Eric Wimmer. Yeah, absolutely. I met Edward and Eddie in June. I was expecting them to come for the event in Qatar, but they did not come. But I met them in June. And also in Havana, last year they did not come for the Habanos festival. So this year, hopefully, I will meet them. And thank you very much for watching the video. And I hope that you know we shared the thoughts of a cigar lifestyle, and we did a wonderful online video. It was interesting to connect with Kirby after many months, and I looked into the video and I was like, what did I say? What are the things would I say? Because for me, it was not like an interview for me. For me, it was like a conversation which I was doing with Kirby. So I just saw it last night, and interesting. So thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.